التوحيد يا إخوة. والله ليس لنا عز ولا رفعة ولا شأن ولا صلاح ولا فلاح ولا نجاح ولا انتصار ولا تمكين لا في الدنيا ولا في الآخرة إلا بهذا التوحيد. والله لو تنفخت الجباه من كثرة السجود ودقت العظام.
نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. So first and foremost, we wish to after praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and send the salutation upon the Prophet Islam, that we wish to extend our thanks to the brothers there in Sierra Leone that is hosting this weekend conference, that for us to be a part of it. So we send our thanks to them for kindly asking us to be a part of this. So also regarding concerning the topic that I've been asked to discuss somewhat is a topic of great importance, especially in a time of ours. So we find that there's many who are giving a dawah, but we find that they're going in different directions. So it's to try to understand regarding what's the method of the Salaf al-Salih regarding ad-dawah ila Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to invite others to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So knowing the manhaj, knowing the method of the ulama of Ahlul-Sunnah regarding giving dawah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So regarding concern this matter, that showing the importance regarding this matter, that you'll find concern that one, that ad-dawah is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned to us regarding giving dawah, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي, that this is the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ, that you should call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inviting, calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is something that is expected from the Muslim, and the call is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So regarding this matter, regarding a dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah, in matters concerning ad-dawah, that as we know concerning that Ahlul-Sunnah, the ulama have clarified regarding Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah in the sense of those of the ulama, this methodology that is based upon what the Salaf al-Salih, as-Sadr al-Awwal, where the first generation were upon regarding concerning matter that relates to Aqidah, matter that relates to al-halal and haram, matters that relates to as-suluk, the person conduct, and also knowing the path of the Salaf al-Salih and the ulama that came after them regarding also dawah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So trying to hold to the manhaj of the Salaf al-Salih wa a'immat al-dawah regarding giving dawah. So on those matters, we'll try to speak regarding some general matters that is mentioned regarding from the ulama stating regarding ad-dawah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So take into account regarding concerning that of those things that one should be mindful of is regarding concerning that this matter regarding the Ahlul-Sunnah in most places that Ahlul-Sunnah, that they are not the majority. At times you might find that Ahlul-Sunnah, that they are not the majority of the people. So it's knowing concerning the way that we should auto regarding this matter, as mentioned by As-Sufyan, as mentioned by Ayyub as-Sakhtayani rahimahullah ta'ala, where he said concerning inna min sa'adat al-hadath wal ajami an yuwafiqahu Allah li'alim min Ahlul-Sunnah, that of the things regarding of those things, that of the success of a person who's a youth and also a person who's non-Arab, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them to a person of Ahlul-Sunnah. So it's important that we attach the people, we attach this dawah to the dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, and to make it distinct from the dawah of others who may be involved in a dawah. Also of those first points regarding this dawah that we wish to discuss, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He mentioned regarding this matter, where He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He mentioned, وَالَّذِي بَاتَ فِي أُمِّهِينَ رَسُولًا مِّنْهُمْ يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِي وَيَزَكِّيهِمْ وَيَعْلِمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَإِنْ كَانُوا مِنْ قَبْلُ لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He mentioned the English rendering that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states regarding this matter, that He states regarding that the purpose and of the way of the Salaf and the Anbiya, that they try to purify regarding the people's ad-deen. So the intent regarding this dawah and of those things that want us to be mindful of is that this dawah it is there to call the people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way that is very clear. So having clarity, wuduh, regarding this dawah, this of those things that distinguish Ahlul-Sunnah from others, where regarding concerning that the things that they're inviting to, the things that they're calling to, it is clear to all. So their dawah, it is based upon calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, also calling to what the Prophet ﷺ was upon regarding the Sunnah, and also what the Salaf as-Salih were upon, and also their Imam. So their dawah, it is very clear. There's no ambiguity regarding their dawah. So having clarity regarding this dawah, as Allah mentioned the Prophet, هو الذي بات في أميين رسولا منهم, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that He's the one who have sent to these people who are the ummiyin, those people who are unlettered. Nam. And what was the purpose? Yatlu alayhim ayati. That of those things, that the purpose of this messenger, this person who sent to them, is for him to clarify regarding the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also, and he mentioned, وَيَزَكِّيهِمْ, and also to purify them, and also to teach them the book and also the hikmah. And we know the book is the Quran, and the hikmah, as the ulama have mentioned, it is as-sunnah. So the Prophet ﷺ, regarding this dawah, that it is to teach the people, to educate the people regarding concerning matters relating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His deen, and also to do it, and also to purify the people. So the ulama have mentioned regarding concerning, as mentioned by At-Tabari rahimahullah, when he mentioned ayat of this meaning. So I mentioned that ayat of this meaning, mentioned the word mentioned here, it is mentioned that the word at-taskiyah in this context regarding tathir, that also to purify the people. So a part of the dawah that is clear regarding that its intent is to purify the people, and this purification regarding concerning this matter, that as he mentioned regarding yutahiruhum min ash-shirk billah, so as to purify the people regarding shirk billah. So educating, teaching the people regarding ash-shirk, and caution them against ash-shirk, and also by this teaching the people at tawheed. So educating the people about tawheed, concerning tawheed, that all these form and levels regarding at tawheed, thus first to invite the people regarding wujudullah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists, and this is a part of tawheed. So educating the people, teaching the people, inviting the people to the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also to clarify to the people that Allah regarding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rububiyyah is lordship, and also to clarify the people regarding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asma wa sifat, His name and attributes, and also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala huwa alladhi yastahiqu al-ibadah wahdah, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that is deserving all acts of ibadah, all acts of ibadah. So educating and teaching the people regarding at-tawheed, and also clarifying to the people regarding ash-shirk. So this dawah is clarifying to the people matters relating to the rights, the hukuk of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also cautioning the people and regarding the evil of shirk, cautioning the people against the evil of shirk, and also regarding things regarding of idol worshipping that the people may be involved in. And also of this is regarding inviting the people to ittiba' as-sunnah. So also educating the people regarding that the importance of holding to the Prophet ﷺ, Muhammad ﷺ sunnah in all areas of their life. So this is also of those things regarding that of the things that is clear regarding this dawah, inviting the people to tawheed, cautioning against ash-shirk, and also calling the people to as-sunnah, calling the people to the ways of the Prophet ﷺ regarding him being an example to us. So that's concerned with matter. So of the purification regarding this dawah is of those things that stands out is one, tasheeh al-i'tiqad wa inaya bihi, is to clarify and to educate the and to correct the people regarding matters relating to aqidah. So clarifying regarding al-iman billah, belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His angels, His books, His prophet, the day of judgment, and also matters regarding al-qadr. So the usul of iman, so the usul of iman that is upon the da'i and this dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah is to clarify these points, as they are the asas. And also for the da'i and also with the dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah, they give importance to this matter of constantly reminding the people of tawheed, constantly reminding the people regarding having the correct aqidah. So this is of those things that the dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah, it stands out compared to others. And also regarding this matter, so clarifying as this matter concerning correcting of tawheed is concerned to be the asas of the dawah. So it's the core of the dawah. The Prophet mentioned concerning that matter concerning bunya Islam ala khams, that Islam It is established on 5 things: Shahada and La ilaha illallah, wa anna Muhammad Rasulullah, al-Hadith. So of those things that he clarified is those matters regarding the first of the pillar of Islam, which is at-Tawheed wa Risala. Clarifying to the people regarding matters relating to at-Tawheed and also al-Risala. So that's concerned those matters regarding of the Dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah, that it is distinguished regarding constant emphasis regarding clarifying matters regarding at-Tawheed, having the correct Aqidah, and also giving importance to this constantly, and to clarify to the people that this is of the thing which is the awjab al-wajibat, that this is the most important of those things regarding of the wajibat, which is correcting the people Aqidah, especially in our times. We find that the people have deviated regarding concerning at-Tawheed al-Ibadah, regarding the matters relating to the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala regarding that acts of ibadah, and also matters regarding al-asma wa sifat, and also in the area that having the correct understanding regarding matters pertaining to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's names and attributes. So this is the asas of the dawah, and this is the core of the dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mentioned regarding this matter, where he states, لَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا في كل أمة رسولا أن يعبدوا الله واجتنبوا الطاغوت. So in Surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this ayah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا, that we have sent we have sent to every nation a Rasul, a messengers. What was their purpose? أن يعبدوا الله, for them to call the people to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, واجتنبوا الطاغوت, and for them to avoid matters regarding at-Taghut, worshipping things of false deities. So that's concerning the matter that the doubt of Ahlul-Sunnah, it is emphasis regarding this matter, and this becomes the core. And also in the hadith of Mu'adh ibn Jabal anhu, where the Prophet sent him to Yemen. So he mentioned the first thing, he mentioned أول ما تدعو إليه شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وأني رسول الله. So the first thing that the Prophet clarified to Mu'adh ibn Jabal, as-Sahabi al-Jalil, going back to Yemen, is that of the thing that he invites the people to, first and foremost, is the Shahada of La ilaha illallah, and also that is the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the core where the people need to be, it needs to be clarified to the people regarding matters pertaining to shirk, and also matters and calling the people to at-Tawheed al-Khalis. So as mentioned by Ibn Hajar rahimahullah, we have mentioned Badaha bi shahadatain, where the Prophet alayhi salam in the hadith of Mu'adh, that he mentioned, Ibn Hajar rahimahullah, he mentioned the Prophet he started with shahadatan, with both the shahada of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his oneness, and also regarding the shahada of the prophethood of Muhammad alayhi salam. So the Prophet he started with this matter. لأنهما أصل الدين. Why? Because they are the core of Islam. They are the foundation of Islam. They mention الذي لا يصح شيء إلا بهما, where nothing is correct except with the correction of these two things. So nothing is correct except with the correction of at-Tawheed and Nabuwah. The second of those things that Ahlul-Sunnah in their da'wah that they place emphasis on is matter pertaining to luzum al-kitab wa sunnah ala fahm as-salaf al-ummah. So of those things that distinguish Ahlul-Sunnah regarding the method of Ahlul-Sunnah in da'wah ila Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they invite and call the people that the people should hold to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also that the person should act in accordance and adhere to the sunnah of Muhammad alayhi salam. So this and in accordance with the understanding of the Salaf al-Salih. So we have the Quran before the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that still remain, and also we have the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salam. But how we go about understanding these two texts, how we go about understanding so we can apply them correctly, that one needs to look to the Salaf al-Salih regarding how they understood the Quran and the Sunnah. So we stuck to the method of the Salaf al-Salih regarding this particular matter, as in the hadith of Irbad ibn Sariya rad'anhu, when the Prophet mentioned alaykum bis sunnati wa sunnati al-khulafa ar-rashidin al-mahdiyyin adhu alayha bin nawajid iyyakum wa muhdathatul umur. So the Prophet that he mentioned in this hadith, that in the at-Tirmidhi wa sahahu jam min al-ilm, that they mentioned, the Prophet said in this hadith of Irbad ibn Sariya, alaykum bi sunnati, that you should owe to my sunnah, wa sunnat al-khulafa al-rashidin al-mahdiyyin, and also the khulafa of the rightly guiding khulafa. And at the time of the Kibar al-Sahaba, that's the time of the generation of Kibar al-Sahaba and the Sigar al-Sahaba, that they exist in that time period. So the Muslim that he tries to hold firmly to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the Sunnah of the Prophet of Islam in accordance to the understanding of the Salaf al-Salih, and not to leave this. So when the people, they start to leave away the understanding of the Salaf al-Salih, then we start to form with the Muslims start to be divided, and they start to so the Muslims start to be divided, and they start to split, they start to splinter off into different groups, because they left the understanding of the Salaf al-Salih. And today we see in Dawah, everyone calling to their way. So the way to make things correct is calling to the way according to this understanding of the Salaf al-Salih in matters pertaining to ad-Dawah. So according to the way of the Salaf al-Salih regarding concerning ad-Dawah. So with this also, as alayhi salam, that he will always mention in his khutbah al-Hajah, where he says, أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل بدعة ضلالة. So alayhi salam, that he will always tell us, I'll always mention in this statement, where he says, أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله. And some narration in Asdaq al-Hadith Kitabullah, that he mentioned that the best of speech is that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also the best of guidance is the guidance and the way of the Prophet alayhi salam. And it mentioned shurul umur, and the worst of ways, muhdathatu, as anything that is new, that is developed. So the usul of the dawah, it is clear. So anyone who comes with something indifferent, then this is something the person now is going away from the way of the Anbiya. Dawah al-manaj al-Anbiya. Then I mention وَكُلُّ بِدَعْ ضَلَالًا, that all these newly invented ways that contradicts the way of the Salaf al-Salih regarding the usul, then this is dalala, this is misguidance. So the Muslim, that regarding his dawah, that he may ensure that the dawah that he's calling to, that is in accordance to the understanding of the Salaf al-Salih. So not for the person to have his own understanding, but his understanding should be in line with that of the Salaf al-Salih, and those the Salaf al-Salih, the Sahaba, and then the Tabi'een and Atba' al-Tabi'een. So they are our example, they are the example, and they're the one the Prophet of Islam, that he commanded us to follow their way. So according to this way, regarding matters pertaining to ad-Dawah. Also regarding those matters, the third of those matters regarding that, with this matter, that the Muslim, that he sees concerning that the matter regarding Adam, that manhaj Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah fi Dawah ila Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the third of those matters, that they call to Adam ta'assub ila al-ashkhas wal-jama'at mukhalif li Ahlul-Sunnah. So anything that goes in contrary to the way of Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, in an Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah as followed by the way of the Salaf al-Salih regarding in i'tiqad, in also matters concerning al-ilm, in knowledge, in the source that they took from, also regarding al-amal, the way they acted, and also regarding suluk, also in their conduct and behavior, and also fifth regarding their da'wah. So also regarding concerning the main premise of the da'wah of Ahlul-Sunnah, we look to the Salaf al-Salih regarding what they laid down for us. So the Muslim that also that he doesn't that he tries to free himself from any form of ta'assub, to any form of having this type of partisanship to a particular individual or jama'at, that their da'wah goes in contrary to Ahlul-Sunnah. Fihim mukhalafat. With them you find things that is in opposition to Ahlul-Sunnah. So what they call today al-Hizbiyyah wal-Ahzab, that a person try to avoid these jama'at al-Hizbiyyah, these jama'at al-Islamiyah that have mukhalafat. So the Muslim that he tries to avoid this. So the person that not to have Adam ta'assub to the-ashkhas, and also Adam intisab ila jama'at al-mukhalif Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah. So the person that he avoid these two things regarding ta'assub ila al-ashkhas and having ghulu towards ashkhas, where he makes al-wala wal-bara based upon individuals, and also these groups that there are, and these groups and different parties that are there. That goes in contrary to the Ahlul-Sunnah. So that's concerned those matters that a person that you look at and the person understand that individuals being bashar, being human beings, that they at times may err, they may fall into errors, and at times they may be correct. So the person that he also measure everyone with the Quran and the Sunnah, that he measures everything with the Quran and the Sunnah. As the Prophet has mentioned, if the hakim, the judge, the alim, he make an ijtihad, فَأَصَابْ فَلَهُ أَجْران, that he receive 2 reward. وَإِنْ أَخْطَأَ فَلَهُ أَجْرٌ وَاحِدٌ, but if he makes an error, then he if he makes an error, he only receive 1 reward. So the person understands that individuals may at times make errors and at times may be correct. So not to have ta'assub towards ashkhas, individuals from the ulama, where everything revolves around that alim, that everything that must go back to this individual, then that is something that Ahlul-Sunnah, that's not a part of Ahlul-Sunnah. And also these type of jama'at that we make al-wala wal-bara based upon being a part of that group. Anyone who's affiliated to that organization, to that group, then you are loved and you're sure you are considered from Ahlul-Sunnah. But if you're not, then you're dismissed. So this type of approach that we have regarding intisab ila jama'at, that have mukhalafat, that have things that goes indifferent to Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah upon the way of the Salaf al-Salih, then the person to avoid of these things. So in the hadith we mentioned in the Sahih Bukhari, also of those things regarding concerning that the matter regarding Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, that to see regarding concerning their da'wah of Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah is that they refer the affairs back to that with Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, even matter concerning a da'wah, that everything goes back to the Prophet Islam. So everything is tested with the Quran and the Sunnah and the ways of the Salaf al-Salih. So everything is tested, and also the person go back to the ulama of Ahlul-Sunnah regarding what we can accept as a part of the da'wah and what is rejected. So for us of our time, that regarding matters that comes up and is discussed regarding what is acceptable and what is not acceptable regarding matter that relates to the da'wah, then we go back to the ulama as a body. So we'll go back to the ulama, the kibar ulama in our time that represent Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, wherever they may be, and they're known to us. So we'll go back to the ulama of Ahlul-Sunnah that in different in their lands that they are, and we will put those matters to them regarding, are these things allowed to be used or not to be used? As Allah subhanahu mentioned in the book by stating regarding these matters, that we go back to Allah subhanahu and to his Rasul alayhi salam. We mentioned, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ. So that's what I mentioned regarding that. If you have any difference between yourselves, then you go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to his Rasul. So everything, it has to be measured with the Quran and the Sunnah, and also with the ulama of Ahlul-Sunnah of our time. So that's concerning and the manhaj, the fourth and another of those points regarding Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah that is mentioned regarding that they see their da'wah mutakamil wa shumul, that their da'wah is their call to ma tadarruj, that their da'wah is to call to everything of Islam. So their da'wah is to call to everything of Islam, to clarify all the things that a person needs to know about Islam. But they do, because Islam, it is complete. But they may do so based upon situation, based upon tadarruj, based upon a gradual basis, based upon situation and circumstance. But the overall aim, al-ghayat al-uzma, an yad'u ila Islam kullu, is to call to everything of Islam. But the person may start based upon tadarruj, based upon his environment and his situation. So as mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where he states regarding that this da'wah, it is complete. So we don't need to add anything from ourselves. Matters regarding Aqidah is known. Matters regarding halal and haram, it is known. But it's for us to find the best way to present this to the people. But as for the teaching of Islam, it's already in place. But it's just finding the ways, the best of way in how to present this to the people. As mentioned by subhanahu wa ta'ala in his book by stating, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمْ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that as for this deen, الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that we have completed for you your religion and completed upon you our favors, and that we are pleased with Islam as your religion. So Islam is complete. So the Islam that we follow today, it is complete. But as for the da'i, is for him to use concerning wisdom in how to present Islam to the people, and know how to use at-tadarruj, the system of a gradual, progressive way of introducing Islam to the people, and that he starts with the more important thing. So I mentioned at-tawheed, being the things of importance, establishing the salah in the masajid of the Muslim. So those are the things that so the person starts with those, with the important things. But for the person to know that everything is already in place, that Islam, everything that we need is in place, but it's for the person to find the suitable way in how to present these things to the people without also the person trying to water down Islam. So also for the person not to try to water down Islam and try to so not try to water down Islam, but rather to give the people Islam. So of the thing that we find at times that some of the what that they may fall short in, that the person that within the shortcomings of the da'i, that at times that they go to the people and they talk about matters that may be acceptable to all, but they leave away regarding important matters, regarding a tawheed, that they see the people upon bid'ah, and they do not speak about correcting the people regarding these things that are al-bid'ah. They see the people upon shirk, and they do not correct the people upon regarding these matters of shirk. They see the people upon mukhalafat, so they do not speak about those things because they want acceptance from the people. But the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is correct, is complete. It is for the person to call the people to Islam, starting with those things, the priorities regarding at-tawheed wa sunnah, regarding at-tawheed wa ittiba' as-sunnah, and also for the people to understand that Islam is to be understood according to the way of the Salaf as-Salih. Also regarding concerning of the things that Ahlul-Sunnah in their Dawah that they emphasize, which is yuhrisuna ala al-Jam' al-Kalimah, that Ahlul-Sunnah in their Dawah is to unite the people, is to unite the people. So Ahlul-Sunnah is to unite the Muslim regarding concerning that innamal mu'minuna ikhwa, that indeed the believer that they are one brotherhood. So this ummah is one, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our Lord, our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, and the teaching and our deen is Islam. So our core Islam is only one, Islam is one package. So it is to the people, the followers, that we should, that Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah in their da'wah is to unite the people upon the haqq. So to unite the people upon the haqq. So that's concerning of those things that of those things that Ahlul-Sunnah they try to emphasize is to unite the people upon the haqq. وَأَعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned وَأَعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ, that you are all supposed to unite regarding upon the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and that you are not to fall into division and split ranks amongst yourself. So of the dawah of Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah is to unite the people upon the haqq, unite the people upon tawheed, unite the people upon the sunnah. So of those things, that this thing, but without per se compromising Islam, and that goes without compromising al-Islam. So Ahlul-Sunnah, that they try, that they call to unity upon the Quran and the Sunnah upon the haqq. So that's concern of those things that Ahlul-Sunnah that they emphasize. So this will require concerning of those things regarding that a person emphasize regarding the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by way of the dawah in memorizing, in reading and explaining the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So giving attention also to the Sunnah of the Prophet Islam regarding that a person also teach the Sunnah of the Prophet Islam, and also that the person try to cultivate the people that they have a love for the Quran and the Sunnah, and that they want to apply the Quran and the Sunnah in every aspect of their life and in all the things that relates to their actions. So to cultivate the tarbiyah the tazkiyah of the people regarding that they attach to the Quran, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also to the Prophet of Islam by way of his sunnah. So, and also that they are able to distinguish also regarding those hadith that are da'if from those hadith which is sahih. So the person can act upon sound knowledge and not things that are unsound. Also regarding that matter, regarding Ahl-Sunnah and their dawah, that also they see concerning that for the people that also Ahl-Sunnah, that they are Ahl-Wasat, that their people don't go to one extreme. There are people that do not go to extreme regarding, as Islam mentioned, that it says, Iyakum wal ghulu fi din, that I caution you regarding ghulu fi din. Innama ahlaka man kana qablukum al ghulu fi din. Because those who came before you, they were destroyed because of ghulu fi din. So Ahl-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, that of their dawah, it is Dawatul Wasatiyah, by way of not going into extreme to the right, where they go over the top, they're excessive in matters, or extreme where they become very very complacent regarding matters. So Ahl-Sunnah, they follow a path which is wasat, and the wasat path is what is mentioned in the Quran and the Sunnah. The wasat path, that middle path, is the path that is in the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. That's the path which is al-wasat. That's the path which is the middle path. So Ahl-Sunnah don't go over the board, where they kind of somewhat leave away in their dawah. They never talk about tawheed and the importance of holding to the Sunnah and having the correct aqidah. So this has always been emphasized. Where we will find some of the du'at that all they talk about the stories of the Sahaba. All they talk about is Qissat al-Anbiya, but they never talk about tawheed. So even though they talk about the Sahaba, even though they may talk about the stories of the Anbiya, but not by way of at-tawheed. Now we are concerned the dawah of those Anbiya was about tawheed first and foremost. So the dawah of Ahl-Sunnah, that they put emphasis regarding that the people have to bring back the people to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and also a love of the Sahaba and the Salaf al-Salih, and to follow also their example. Also, so that is wasatiyah. So wasat in understanding Islam, the Quran, the Sunnah, upon the way of the Salaf al-Salih, and also the A'imma that came after them upon the way of the Salaf al-Salih. So attach the people to A'immatul Kibar, of those of the past, and even those of contemporary times, to attach the people to them in helping them to and assisting us and assisting the people in how to understand Islam correctly. So those matters regarding concerning the dawah of Ahl-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, and also of those things that also ihtiram al-ulama. The dawah of Ahl-Sunnah that it calls for the people to have ihtiram to the ulama, as they are the warith al-anbiya. They are the ones with the success of the Prophet. So Ahl-Sunnah, that they emphasize regarding concerning matters regarding ihtiram, that showing respect and honoring the ulama of Islam. And also the ulama of Islam, the ulama of the Sunnah, the ulama that they are known to have salamat al-aqidah, that we know that they're upon the correct aqidah, and also amal with dawah. They're upon the correct dawah, and also they're upon the correct actions. They're upon the correct way of following the Sunnah. So you might find a person may have ilm, but his dawah, his aqidah, it is not correct, and his action also not in line. So for the dawah, so regarding ihtiram al-ulama of Ahl-Sunnah, that of those ulama that we look to regarding these matters, regarding concerning the matter of Islam, and matters also including a dawah, that we look to the ulama of Islam. We look to the ulama of Islam. So those points regarding concerning of the general principle. We'll move on next to the next portion regarding this lecture, that will discuss concerning in brief regarding concerning matters regarding of those things that the person, the da'i, that also is the person, the qala, the da'i, concerning of those things that he should take into account. So we have mentioned previous regarding matter that relate to some of the principle regarding the dawah. The next thing that we'll discuss is regarding things relating to the da'i, the person who's the qala. So for the dawah to be successful, then also the da'i also have to be clear regarding what's the objective of the dawah and what are the things expected from him. So of those things regarding the da'i that are as mentioned regarding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, as we mentioned, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَّا اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ أَنَا وَمَنِ اتَّبَعَنِي. Al-ayah in Surah Al-Yusuf, and also Allah mentioned regarding concerning the importance regarding ad-dawah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنْ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ الصَّالِحَةِ. So it mentioned regarding concerning that, mentioned وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. So regarding concerning the da'i, that we use these two ayah kind of somewhat to mention regarding of those things that the da'i should be mindful of. So his dawah has to have some principles that it is based upon. So of those things regarding the da'i, regarding those matters to the sifat of the da'i, that we should attach ourselves to, and also be a part of the dawah, where everyone may not be suitably a part of this dawah, because they do not fulfill certain criteria. So the dawah is for people who fulfill the criteria, who will be the ones to invite the people to Islam. So as for the da'i, that of those sifat, what adab, of those characteristics that is expected from him, and also the adab and the behavior and the conduct of the da'i, for him to be one who's effective of those things, that one of those characteristics of the da'i that he mentioned, that the da'i concerns salamat al-muttaqad. The first of those things for the da'i is that his aqidah should be correct. His aqidah should be correct. Where that da'i that is upon the aqidah of the Salaf al-Salih. In all the abwab of aqidah, it is upon the aqidah of Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah ala ma kanat alayhi as-Salaf al-Salih fi kulli abwab al-aqidah. So that's of those first thing that the da'i should take into account. And this is asas. And also regarding matters regarding the usul of iman, and also the matter also regarding regarding concerning the usul of the iman, usul al-iman, or usul al-din, regarding concerning al-muttaqad. So regarding concerning that, so after first that the da'i should be that one should take into account. And that the da'i that is not affiliated or attached himself to any of the jama'at, mukhalif Ahlul-Sunnah. Any jama'at that's not upon the way of Ahlul-Sunnah Wal-Jammah, that da'i cannot be a part of them and cannot be associated with them, because that will create confusion. So the person have to be clear regarding that he's upon aqidatul salima. That's the first of those points. The second of those characteristics of the da'i, that the da'i of ikhlas, regarding concerning the da'i concerning al-ikhlas. لأن الدعوة عمل، الدعوة عبادة، الدعوة عبادة. As mentioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أدعو إلى الله. So الدعوة عبادة. قل آدي سبيلي أدعو إلى الله. من أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله. Who's best in speech and the one who called to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So الدعوة عبادة. So for a person to see it as an act of ibadah, and for an act of ibadah to be correct, لابد فيه الإخلاص. For an act of ibadah to be correct, the person must have ikhlas. وَمَا عُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. Also regarding the matter regarding the da'i, that of those things that the da'i, regarding concerning that the da'i regarding al-ikhlas, that the da'i have to also pay attention regarding that, concerning muhasabat al-nafs, that the da'i that he constantly that he take account of himself and question himself as to what's his aim and objectives, what is he trying to accomplish. So he's not trying to accomplish regarding that he's trying to gain for himself status, rank, wealth, and these things. If those are the aims of his dawah, fala musta'an. So if the aim of the da'i is that he wants to gain status, position amongst the people or with the state, or he wants to gain wealth, then Allah musta'an wa alayhi tuklan. Regarding if the person fall into this. So for a person to make so also the next of those things learn the da'i, that also be qudatul hasana, that the da'i that he be a good example to the people regarding that how he function and behave and conduct himself, that he do so based upon the sunnah. So in his dress, he just according to the sunnah. The language that he use, that also language, he pay attention to this in his akhlaq. So he pays attention to this matter. So the da'i that he is try to be a good example to the people regarding his dawah. Also the da'i that with the da'i that other of those matters, that the da'i also is a sahibu sunnah. The da'i try to be a sahibu sunnah, that he acts stern, he acts sincere, that he acts upon the sunnah. So the da'i that he acts in accordance to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So regarding that in his appearance, when we see him, we see a person who is in accordance to the sunnah. When he function according to the sunnah. So the people, a person that he tries to be sahibu sunnah, and also that he tamassak bima kana li salaf as-salih, and also that the da'i that he tries to uphold that which the salaf as-salih were upon. So we mentioned regarding concern that Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah bin Aqidatul Hasanah as-Sahib al-Sunnah, where he mentioned in his book Usul al-Sunnah, قال أصول السنة عندنا تمسك بما كانت عليه أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم واقتداء بهم. So he mentioned Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah, that he mentioned regarding that the person of the Sunnah. He mentioned أصول السنة عندنا, the usul of the Sunnah with us, تمسك بما كانت عليه أصحاب رسول الله, that for the person to hold to what the companions of the Prophet Islam were upon, and to follow the example. So the person of the da'i upon the way of the manhaj and nabuwah, that he looked to the salaf al-salih. Then he mentioned Ahmad wa tark al-bid'ah, that a person that is free from bid'ah. So the da'i, the person who the da'i upon the way of the manhaj of salaf al-salih, that he also free himself from bid'ah. So he himself does not encourage bid'ah, he himself is not upon bid'ah, and he warns and cautions against bid'ah. So the person have to know also what is bid'ah. So for the da'i to know those things that are bid'ah, mukhalafat, and also he warn against these things bil hikmah, but he used al hikmah regarding calling against these things. As the Prophet mentioned, kullu bid'ah dalal, that every bid'ah is a dalal. As mentioned in hadith Aisha anha, man amila amalan laysa li amrina fahuwa radd, the one who does an action that is not in accordance to our action, it is rejected. So the da'i, that he has to know concerning what is bid'ah, and that he cautioned the people against al-bid'ah and the likes. And also, I mentioned وَتَرْكَ الْخُصُومَاتِ وَالْجُلُوسِ مَا الْأَصْحَابِ الْأَهْوَاءِ, and also the da'i as-Sunni, that of the method of the Salaf al-Salih, that the da'i also, that he avoid the people of ahwa, that he does not align himself and affiliate himself with the people of ahwa. So those are the things that the person, the da'i, has to be mindful of. Due to time restriction, that is now 5:45, that will end. So the last point that we'll end with, that also the da'i must be a sahibul ilm. The da'i also must be sahibul ilm. So that's the last point that we mentioned regarding the da'i, that it is based upon ilm. Mentioned قُلْ هَذِي سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ. As mentioned, call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala based upon ilm, basira, insight, knowledge. And as mentioned by Imam Bukhari rahimahullah, when he made one of his tabweeb, one of his chapter, and he mentioned al-ilm qabla qawl al-amal. Al-ilmu qabla al-qawl al-amal, that knowledge precede speech and action. So the da'i to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon the way of the Salaf al-Salih, then he must be a person who give emphasis, who himself possess knowledge, and also that he's always engaged in seeking of knowledge. As mentioned, قُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, O my Lord, increase me in knowledge. So he's constantly trying to increase of his knowledge, so, and seeking of knowledge. So that's a constant thing for the da'i. Not for him to believe that because I end my studies in university or I've acquired a degree, then khalas, that's it. No, he still continue the journey of ilm. So the final point, that the da'i, of the characteristics of the da'i upon the way of the way of the methodology of the Salaf al-Salih, that the Ahlul-Sunnah, that is he himself possess ilm, and he calls the people. You got everything? Everything was got? You receive everything?
No, before, like some seconds ago, you mute, so that's why I was asking if you don't conclusion.
Okay. But the lecture itself, everything was heard?
Naam.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, inshallah.
Barakallahu feekum. Jazakumullahu khair.
Jazakumullahu khairan. Barakallahu feekum wa juhudukum. وإخواننا وإخوانكم هناك في سيراليون على الدعوة. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى لكم التوفيق والسداد.
آمين.